a first team all NCIC conference selection. And it will be Josh Ulmer, a 6-foot sophomore from Corbett, Oregon. He averages 7 points per game. For the Hustling Owls of Oregon Tech, their starting lineup goes like this. It'll be Josh Conrad, a 6'2 sophomore out of Mazama High School in Klamath Falls, 5 points and 3 rebounds per game. Bob Townsend, 6'8", a junior out of Mora, Oregon, 12.7 rebounds per game. In the middle, Matt Foster, 14 points and 8 rebounds per game average. Matt, of course, co-captain, 6'7", a senior from Willetton, Western Australia. In the backcourt, his co-captain teammate is Kevin Carlston, a 6'1 senior from Murray, Utah, 15 points and 5 assists per game. And his running mate in the backcourt, and that will be Greg Regan, a 6'4 freshman out of Willetton, Western Australia, 4.3 rebounds per game. And of course, the Hustling Owls, Saif Abdul Rahman, along with Josh Woodson, Chris Matz, Micaiah Kaiser, Joy Bruner, Jamie Hamrickson, and Dennis Reichert, all hoping to see some action. Owls in their Road Navy uniforms with gold numerals trimmed in white. As we get ready, Lincoln Weber, he is our head man tonight from DeSoto, Texas, and he's going to toss it up to get this game underway as the coaches giving their teams the last minute instruction here from the Idaho Center. And again, already Mount Marty and, of course, Bethel in the Final Four. They will meet in the first semifinal game on Monday evening. And the winner of this game will play the winner of the Mayville State Northwest Nazarene game that'll come up after this one. Lewis and Clark, their colors are basically orange and black. The uniforms are gray with orange, it looked like wheel wells on the side, and orange stripes on the side of the jerseys, black numerals trimmed in gray. Matt Foster will jump with Jeff Flowers to get this game underway here from the Idaho Center. Weber throws it up, and the tip is controlled by Lewis and Clark. Out of the backcourt with the basketball comes Schreck. Give it up to Meek, bounce it down low to Whitney Brake. Whitney Brake's going to drive to the hoop, throw it up, roll around, no good, gets his own rebound underneath. Want to put it back up over Townsend, and Whitney Brake scores it. And Lewis and Clark has the initial basket to lead 2-0. Kevin Carlston front court with the basketball for Oregon Tech. Down to Matt Foster on the right-hand side. In the corner along the baseline to Greg Regan. Now they come way out on the side to Conrad. Out on top to Bobby Townsend, guarded by Brake. Townsend with the basketball. Clear across in the corner to Conrad. Conrad wants to drive in. Whirl, 8-footer on the way by Conrad. In and out of the hopper, will not go. Rebound by Jeff Flowers. Clears it out to Schreck. Schreck comes down the near sideline. Back to Flowers on top to Brooks Meek. Meek with the basketball. Bounces down low, intended for Flowers. Knocked away, but picked up by Schreck, and out on top to Meek. Meek bounces down to Flowers. Flowers guarded by Townsend. Wants to whirl underneath. Want to throw it up. Blocked by Townsend. Stolen by Townsend. Puts it back to Carlston. It hit him on the foot and went out of bounds and went back to Lewis and Clark. First turnover for Oregon Tech. Tough turnover in that respect. It came right, hit Carlston right on the feet. And it'll go back to LC. Put the ball in play to Flowers baseline. Get it out to Schreck. Schreck into Whitney Brake. Brake backs it off. He'll take a wide open three on the way off the iron. No good. Flowers there for the rebound. Reach in foul. And a hold is going to be called. And I think it's going to go on Josh Conrad. And it does. Conrad picks up the first personal foul of the game. And the basketball will once again go to LC. And right now, Frank Reskin, the Hustling Owls, being out-rebounded.
Yeah, and it's the offensive boards that are hurting OIT
Meek
right
in
now.
the lane, puts one up. It is no good. Rebound grabbed by Flowers. They get another one. And a shot on the way. This time by Schreck for three is good. Schreck hits the basket, and it is 5-0. Lewis and Clark. Owls have had only one shot thus far, and they have really been out-hustled down at the other end. Hopefully they're not too worn out from last night's great performance. Foster get it over on the right-hand side to Townsend. Bobby with the basketball. Bounces it over to Conrad. Josh has the ball, looks inside, can't find anybody. They've got Meek, their defensive specialist, holding Carlston, and I do mean holding. Over to Foster, jump shot from the foul line. Matt Foster hits it, and that is a good sign. He had a good rest last night. Fouled out early, only played 8 minutes. Long shot for three on the way, and it's good. Brooks Meek hits it, and it is an 8-2 6-point lead for Lewis and Clark. Carlston front court with the basketball, bounces it over to Conrad. Conrad with the ball back to Foster. Foster wants to drive, scoop it to the hoop, throw it up off the glass and down. Matt Foster. So Matt's got 4 points, and it is 8-4 in favor of Lewis and Clark. Schreck comes to the front court. His pass intended for Meek, almost stolen by Conrad. Meek after the ball, throw it way out on top to Schreck. Schreck open for another three, shoots, scores. Schreck. He's got 2 3-point field goals. It is 11-4, and it is a 7-point lead. They're going 3 for 2 every time down the floor. 7-point lead for LC. Carlston, top of the key. Bounces right-hand side corner. Conrad for 3. Off the iron, no good. Rebound, Foster. Matt's got it. One bounce dribble, and it's taken away from him by Schreck. Schreck comes the other way with the basketball. Wants to drive down, lean in, throw it up off the glass. No good. Rebound, Townsend. Clears it out to Carlston. Will come the other way. Across the timeline with the basketball. Kevin going to drive it all the way down. Throws it to Conrad in the corner. Another shot. Conrad way short with the basketball. Josh Woodson will be in at the next dead ball. Rebound cleared off by Lewis and Clark. Out of the backcourt comes Brooks Meek. They lead it 11-4 with 17 minutes exactly remaining first half. Meek on the drive. In a pass, nice pass to Whitney Brake. He scores it on the lay-in, and Danny Miles wants a timeout. 9-point lead for Lewis and Clark, and we'll be back.
Rust, Spires, and Menifee, LLP, are a full-service CPA firm. They can provide you with tax planning and preparation, certified audits, bookkeeping and financial statements, business consultations, and estate planning. Rust, Spires, and Menifee are happy to be sponsoring these Oregon Tech broadcasts and wish the team much success. Remember, for all your accounting needs, contact Russ Spires and Menifee, LLP, at 2316 South 6th Street, Suite A in Klamath Falls, or 17 South G Street in Lakeview.
Back at the Idaho Center on the outskirts of Nampa, Idaho. 13-4 favor Lewis and Clark. They have been red hot here to start the first half. And the Hustling Owls. In front court with the ball is Kevin Carlston. Carlston to Matt Foster. Foster has the basketball. Over to Woodson, who came into the game. Over to Regan on the right-hand side. He jumps up a 3 on the way, off the iron, no good. Rebound cleared off by Flowers. Owls getting one shot and out. Over to Schreck. Schreck comes down the other side with the basketball. Out on top, gives it to Whitney Brake. Whitney Brake with the basketball. Bouncing it, gives it back to Schreck. Schreck has the ball. On the dribble, way out on top, 22 on the shot clock. Goes left-hand side with the basketball over to Pusioni, who is in the game now for the Pioneers. Out on top to Schreck, down to 12. Schreck on the drive, kicks it back out to Flowers, comes around to Meek. He comes behind a screen, throws up an NBA 3. It's no good. Rebound comes over, and Carlston's got it. Carlston the other way. We're down to 16. Over to Woodson. Back to Carlston. He opens up with a 3. Off the iron. This will not go. Rebound Pusioni. One shot and out for the Hustling Owls. Coming the other way, Brooks Meek with the basketball. Meek on the dribble. Woodson after him. Woodson goes. Meek, and a foul. Reach in is going to be called on Josh Woodson. Woodson almost made the steal. The reach in foul. Second foul against Hustling Owls. Will give LC the ball back and a 35-second clock. Saif Abdul Rahman comes into the ball game. 15:48 to go. He will replace Greg Regan in the lineup. And Meek will take it out. Gets it in to Pusioni, back to Meek. Meek driving with the basketball, backs it off. Woodson trying to stay right with him, bounces down to Brake. Brake wants to go around Townsend. In the lane, looks like he's hit. He is hit. Foul's going to go against Saif Abdul Rahman, hitting from the side. Third team foul, and Whitney Brake will go to the line to shoot 2. Brake is a 70% foul shooter, and right now, Frank Reskin, the Owls have played the poorest basketball that they've played this tournament. They just aren't getting it done.
Yeah, they're going to have to focus in on their game plan, and their game plan is an in-your-face defense and a ball movement offense. And
First shot by Brake is good, and it's a 10-point lead. You'll have one more, Frankie. Brake, second shot on the way, perfect again. Lewis and Clark has just not made a mistake thus far in the game. We're down to 15-30 and counting. And Hustling Owls are down 15-4 here to start the game. Left-hand side, Townsend with the basketball. Down along the baseline to Foster, back to Townsend. Bobby down to Saif. Saif in the lane, turn, fade away. Saif on the way, hits the iron, no good. Rebound, Matt Foster. Want to put it up, blocked in there by Whitney Brake. Lewis and Clark comes out with it. Meek down the right-hand side. He'll back it off as Woodson caught him. Going to throw up an NBA 3, no good. Rebound grabbed by Schreck. They have much better legs right now than Oregon Tech. Schreck with the basketball. Comes out on top to Pusioni. Pusioni back over to Schreck. Down low to Whitney Brake. Brake backs his way in. Fadeaway 12-footer, no good. Carlston gets the rebound and will go the other way. 11-point Lewis and Clark lead at 15-4 with 14:55 remaining in the first half. Carlston with the basketball out on top. Gives it to Foster. Foster drives, foul line jump on the way, roll around and down. Foster has all 6 points for Oregon Tech. Matt Foster. Front court, Schreck with the basketball. Shrek has it. Comes to the right-hand side to Meek. Down low to Flowers. Flowers with the ball. Backs his way in on Townsend. Lean in. Throw up a 6-footer and hit it along the baseline. First basket by Flowers. Back to an 11-point lead. It's 17. Or rather, 17 to 6. Back at 11. In the corner, Saif Abdul Rahman. Yaya. Saif's first basket of the game. The trifecta. And it is 17 to 9. The lead is 8. Meek with the basketball in the forecourt, get it into Flowers, come back to Meek. Meek wants to drive down the lane, scoop it to the hoop, loses the handle, turns the ball over, and they come the other way with Woodson. Woodson with the basketball. Woodson has it. Bounces it to Foster. Foster get back over to Woodson. Woodson cross court to Townsend. Open rainbow. Pot of gold. Bobby T. And it is 17 to 12, and the Owls climb back in as they only trail by 5. They've cut 6 points off that lead. 6 in a row. Puzioni with the basketball. And a foul, offensive, I think is going to be called on Whitney Brake. And it is. Whitney Brake said, in your face, and he put both arms up and got Foster right in the throat. Of course, Matt might have been holding him a little too, Frankie.
That doesn't count.
That doesn't count, though. And that is the second turnover charge to Lewis and Clark. Coming into the game for LC.
The question will be how Oregon Tech reacts to the
I don't have a number
turnover.
20. Frank, do you have a number 20 for Lewis and Clark? I don't have one.
No,
Who is number 20? Mike, we don't have a number 20 for Lewis and Clark. All right, Carlson over right-hand side, drives the baseline, puts a shot up from there, in and out of the hopper. Regan tips it up and in. Oh, what a play by Greg. Owls on an 8-0 run, and it's 17 to 14. 8-0 run. Whitney Brake out on top. Gives the ball to Brooks Meek. Meek with the basketball. Meek drives in the lane. He scoops to the hoop. It is no good. Comes over to Carlston. Carlston will bring it the other way. Owls come the other way with the basketball. Down in the corner. Out on top to Regan. Over to Saif Abdul Rahman. Foul line jump. Rahman good. Saif Rahman. He's got 5 in the game. And it's 17 to 16. The Owls are only down 1. And I don't know. Maybe there's a way you can find out who number 20 is. Because from the official scores over there, we have no number 20, Frank. If you could go find out, that would be great. All right, get the ball to Shrek on the right-hand side. Shrek with the basketball. Give it to Regan. It is knocked out of bounds. We'll have to see because we have no clue who number 20 is. There is no number 20 listed in the program. And so they'll look. All right, Lewis and Clark will take the ball out. It'll be Shrek. Shrek to try to take it out. Put it into Brooks Meek. Meek with it out on top to Whitney Brake. Brake, lob pass intended for Flowers underneath. Joy Bruner tries to block his shot. Flowers gets the Boston bounce. Down it goes. That stops the big run. Back to a 3-point lead at 19-16. Oregon Tech front court with the basketball. Out on top, Regan, left-hand side to Saif. Saif wants to drive. Lean in, scoop it to the hoop, and we've got a holding foul. And now maybe we'll hear who number 20 is. We'll take a listen. They don't have him either. Who's number 20? He's not listed. They don't have him either. If he's not listed and he's not in the roster, who is he? That should be a technical foul. I don't know. Puzioni comes back in. Flowers sits down. Who is number 20? Nobody knows. Well, we'll just call him 20. All right? To Conrad. Conrad with the basketball. Conrad has it right-hand side to Carlston. Carlston into Regan. Back to Conrad. Back over to Saif. When they blew the whistle and called the foul on him, they should have called him over and, hey, who is he? That's what they should have done, and they didn't do it. Regan in the middle with the basketball. Bounces in the corner, Conrad. He drives in. Gives it back to Regan, lay it home. Nice pass by Josh Conrad. And Regan scores it. Basket for Greg, and it's 19-18. The Lewis and Clark lead is 1. Tech has never led in this ballgame. Trailed by as many as 11. Pass down into Whitney Brake along the baseline. Brake for the basketball. Comes out on top. 20's going to try a 3. It's short. We don't know who he is. Whitney Brake gets the rebound and puts it in. Okay, Frank Ruskin, who's number 20?
It's Kayang from 33 down to 20.
And they never told us. That is very kind of them. No one knew. The PA didn't know. Owls lose the basketball out of bounds down the other way on the turnover, which we were getting the number down. We apologize for that, but we will go the other way. So it is Kyle Kayang, the 6'7" freshman out of Seattle, Washington, is number 20. All right, in the backcourt is Shrek. Brings it across the timeline. Shrek with the basketball. Chris Matz is now in the game for Oregon Tech. Give the basketball out to Ulmer, who's back in the game. Now to Whitney Brake. Brake has the basketball. Wants to back in against Foster. Still wants to back in. Still backing. Loses the ball. Matt took it away from him. Great play. Turnover number 3. Come the other way. Matz drives down, gives it to Seif. They lose the handle underneath. Seif has the ball knocked out of his hands and out of bounds as they kind of overran the distance of 94 feet and almost went out of bounds, but luckily it was knocked out by Lewis and Clark. Owls will put it back in, trailing by 3, 21-18 with 11:08 to go. Pass comes into Seif. Long 3 on the way. Yeah. He's got another one. He's got 8. Kevin Carlston has shot twice in the ballgame. He is 0 for 2 thus far. After having 2 brilliant games, Owls are tied at 21. It is the first tie of the game. Give the ball out to Pucioni. Pucioni has the basketball. Get it out on top to Ulmer. Ulmer on the dribble. Dribbles down, kicks it back out on top to Schreck. Schreck with it back to Whitney Brake. Brake with the basketball, guarded by Foster. Brake will take a 3. Straight on, buries it. Nice shot, Whitney Brake.
Yeah,
and Whitney Brake now has 11 points, Frankie, in the game.
Yeah, Matt was in his face when he took that shot, too.
24-21, back to a 3-point lead for LC. 10:25 remaining first half. Ball goes to Seif. Back to Chris Matz. Matz with it and back to Seif. Seif looks, goes over to Matt Foster. Over to Chris Matz. Chris is going to take a 3, and it is roll around, will not go, and the rebound is cleared off by Kayang. Kayang to Schreck. Schreck down the sideline. Whitney Brake will put up another 3. This one is no good. Rebound tapped by Conrad. Loses the handle on it. Goes out to Pucioni to Schreck. He'll try a 3. No good, and Foster gets the rebound. Foster clears it off, gives the basketball up to Chris Matz. Matz left side down to Seif. Seif on the dribble. Lean in. 17-footer good. Seif. Abdul. Rock bomb. And it's 24-23. Owls down 1. Out of the backcourt with the basketball comes Carl Schreck, the 6'1 junior out of Wenatchee, Washington. His folks went to school with Denny Thomas at Washington State. He hadn't seen him in years. They've had a good visit. Out to Kayang on top. Right-hand side with the basketball to Ulmer. Ulmer down low to Whitney Brake. Foul, Foster. Matt's first foul. Good news is there's only 9:29 left in the first half. 4th team foul against Oregon Tech. Flowers comes back in. Also Meek back in for Lewis and Clark. And we'll catch the other number coming back in, or for the first time, that's Eric Kingma, 6'6 junior out of Gresham, into the game. Kevin Carlston back into the game. Josh Woodson, Bobby Townsend, staying in the game, Matt Foster and Chris Matz. So Carlston goes to the 2. Schreck with the basketball out on top, guarded by the little guy, Chris Matz. Over now, Whitney Brake's got it. Whitney Brake go around, throw it in, blocked by Bobby T. Underneath, Flowers gets it and puts it back up and in. Flowers has 6 in the game.
Good play by Bobby, and unfortunately lost the handle.
Lost the handle, the basket counts, and he is fouled. And it goes against Kevin Carlston, his first personal foul, 15 foul. 1 foul in the ballgame thus far on Lewis and Clark. Flowers at the line, he's 77%. Everybody on their starting lineup is 70% or better. They are good foul shooters. They lead it by 3. The shot is no good. Foster gets the rebound. Foster gives it up to Matz. Chris brings the basketball down for Oregon Tech. Matz has it. They've got Meek, their defensive specialist, on Carlston. Over to Townsend, to Foster. Over on the right-hand side with it is Chris Matz. Now he backs it off with 19. Back to Woodson. Woodson goes over to Foster. Foster, 17-footer. From the right-hand side is no good. Scramble for the ball. Carlston gets it back. Carlston driving. Meek right after him. Out to Townsend. Townsend wings it over to Woodson and to Matz. Open 3 right side off the iron. No good. Scramble for the rebound is picked out of there by Flowers for LC. Come the other way. Gives it up to Schreck. Schreck, long lob pass down low. Underneath with the basketball, and a travel is going to be called on Kingma. Turnover number 4 against the Pioneers of Lewis and Clark. The Pioneers picking up turnover number 4. Chris Matz sits down, and coming back into the game for Oregon Tech is who? If Matz sat down, Woodson maybe came back in. Seif up to Rockmont. I didn't even know he was out of the game, to tell you the truth. Seif with the basketball. Back to Kevin. Kevin drives down, gives it up to Foster underneath. Matt wants to put it up, roll it home. Nice, good ball movement by the hustling Owls. They've got 8 in the game from Foster. 26-25, the LC lead is 1. Into Flowers. Flowers has the basketball. His shot no good, tip up no good. Foster the rebound. So it's not even the same guy we thought it was?
Well, they don't have a player by the name of Kubi.
All right, Owls miss going down the other way. We'll forget what they did. and we are going to have a foul called, and it's going to be a hold against Oregon Tech, and it's going to go against Woodson. His second personal foul. 16 foul against Oregon Tech. We've got a timeout. 26-25 LC. We'll be back.
All Sports Cascade Conference Coach of the Year Danny Miles and the Hustling Owls exemplify Oregon Institute of Technology, where excellence is achieved in the classroom and on the court. The Hustling Owls have excelled academically and athletically, maintaining high scholastic standards in all sports. Last year, OIT sent athletes from every sport to the NAIA Nationals. We salute the men and women of Oregon Institute of Technology and All Sports Coach of the Year, Dan Miles, for a job well done. This message from Ed Clough and the friendly folks of Pacific Pride, 3303 Washburn Way.
Back at the Idaho Center, Bobby Thompson and Frank Reskin. It's 26-25, Lewis and Clark with 7:48 remaining here in the first half. And the Pioneers will take the basketball out. They have 2 team fouls to 6 for Oregon Tech. Brooks Meek gets it into Flowers. Kaiser's in the game. Kaiser takes it away, pulled it right through Flowers' leg. Turnover number 5. Kaiser gives it up to Carlston, coming the other way. Back to Micaiah. Micaiah on the dribble with the basketball. Did not play in last night's game till the very end. He's going to take an open 3. Kaiser short off the iron. And the rebound is cleared off. They come the other way with the basketball. Coming straight down the far sideline with it is Justin Williams in the game. Get it out to Whitney Brake. Brake has it near side. Give it to Meek. Meek with the basketball guarded by Woodson. Meek on the dribble. Meek is stolen. He has just picked his pocket to Josh Woodson. Turnover number 6. Give it to Carlston. Owls with a chance to take their first lead of the game. To Townsend. Want to drive, scoop it to the hoop, and rolls it home strong. Bobby T. And the Owls have their first lead at 27-26. Out of the backcourt with the basketball comes Carl Schreck. Schreck on the dribble. Carlston picks his pocket and steals it away from Schreck. 7 turnovers. Carlston will come the other way. Carlston with the basketball. They give it to Townsend. Townsend's got it. Townsend over to Seif. Seif back to Carlston. Carlston over the corner to Kaiser. Kaiser on the dribble, gives it back to Carlston. Carlston has the ball. He is just being guarded like a tent out there by Schreck. Bounces to Kaiser. Kaiser wants to drive in, terminates, back to Woodson. Down to 11 on the shot clock. Down to 10. Woodson to Carlston. In the lane, roll it up. It rolls off. It will not go. Carlston goes and gets the rebound. Falls down. Keeps up the dribble. He'll take a 3. Good! Carlston. Oh, my. And the Owls have a 4-point lead, and we've got timeout for Lewis and Clark and the Tech fans, and they're loaded. They're on their feet, and we will be back.
You'll find whatever you need for your office at L&P Office Products. L&P offers competitive pricing, a large selection, quality service, product knowledge, and free delivery. Need advice on office furniture layout? The folks at L&P Office Products can assist you with your office furniture design. Whatever your needs, L&P Office Products can provide adjustable office seating just for you. So stop by today. L&P Office Products at 12th and Main, downtown. That's L&P Office Products.
Back at the Idaho Center, and of course we're trying to straighten out these names for Lewis and Clark. I mean, somebody should be shot at Sunrise for having the kind of mess that they have on these names. That's just absolutely inexcusable when we're trying to broadcast a game to have people with wrong jersey numbers and everything at the national tournament. Okay, enough about that. Williams with the ball. Williams drives. Williams has it. He's over on the side. Give it out to Meek. He'll try an NBA 3 off the iron. No good. Carlston the rebound. Kevin comes the other way with the basketball. Owls up 4 at 30-26. They were down earlier in the game by 11. Carlston drives in the middle, kicks it to Conrad. Open for 3. Short again off the rim. Conrad not shooting well. Rebound kicked out. Whitney Breaks got it. They got 2-on-1. Schreck over to Flowers. Want to bang it home. He knocks down Kaiser. Foul Kaiser. He took a shot in the nose, a shot in the eye. He was moving with him. All he gets for it is a foul in the column. 7th foul, and Flowers goes to the line to shoot 2. Didn't make the shot. Good job there by Micaiah. Kept him from don't let him make the shot. He took physical abuse, and Flowers will shoot 2.
If he wouldn't have fouled him, it was a definite 2-point layup right there.
Automatic. He'll shoot 2 at the line now. Will Flowers. First shot on the way. Roll around and down by Flowers. Cuts the Oregon Tech lead to 3. Williams sits down, and coming into the game is Chance Guilford, a 6'1 junior from San Francisco, California. Bob Gaylor does have a couple of kids from Oregon on the team. Everybody else is Washington, Colorado, California. Second shot again, good by the man from Novato, California. And it's 30-28. The Oregon Tech lead is 2 with 5:35 remaining in the first half. Carlson with the basketball, left-hand side to Townsend. Bobby's got the ball, cross to Kaiser. Open for three, Micaiah, no, off the iron, no good by Kaiser. Rebound cleared out by Brooks Meek. He's going to come straight down, pull up in the lane, throw up a 10-footer, roll around and down. Brooks Meek, and we are tied at 30, the second tie of the game. Kaiser gets the ball down low to Conrad. Conrad with the ball, backs in with the ball, get it back to Kaiser, loses the handle, loses it out of bounds. Oh my. The fourth turnover for Oregon Tech. Matt Foster will be coming back in the game, and undoubtedly he's going to replace Micaiah. Micaiah still, I think, almost had blood coming out of his nose at the time from when he got hit. He'll sit down, still shaking the cobwebs out of his head. Tied at 30 with 5:05 remaining here in the first half of play. Schreck and Brake come out of the backcourt. Schreck on the dribble, picked up by Carlston. Here at the top of the key, give it to Meek. Meek with the ball, Conrad right on him. Come to the right side, bounce it down low to Flowers, backs his way in against Townsend and rolls it home. And they are on a 6-0 run, and they're up 32-30, 10 in the game for Flowers. Carlston front court with a basketball. Carlston has it left side to Townsend. Over to Carlston on top. Owls have been stone cold here in the first half of late. To Seif. Seif Abdul Rahman, open three, top of the key, short. Rebound comes right to Meek. Meek with the basketball, slowed down, comes into the front court with it. Conrad trying to stay with him. He's trying to run behind the screen of Brake. Conrad stays right there with him. Meek yo-yos a dribble, backs it into Brake. Brake's got it. He'll pull up, jump, 17-footer, good. Right side, Whitney Brake. He's got 13 in the game. They're on an 8-0 run, and it's 34-30, Lewis and Clark. Front court with the ball, Townsend. Townsend's got the basketball. Looks for someone, comes back out to Foster. Foster at the foul line, right-hand side to Conrad. Conrad bounces down low to Townsend. Townsend with a basketball, wants to give it into Conrad. It's swiped away by Meek. Turnover number 5 for the Owls. They lay it home by Schreck, and he rolls it in, and Danny needs a timeout, and he will get it. 36-30, Lewis and Clark, they are on a, 10-0?
10-0 run.
10-0 run, and we'll be back.
The Y Market Basket at 4710 South 6th Street is proud to be a sponsor for Oregon Tech basketball. Low prices and friendly service are just two of the reasons for shopping at the Y Market Basket. Locally owned and operated, the Y Market Basket offers you a complete line of grocery and everyday needs with easy store access and ample parking. Open 7 days a week from 8 a.m. till 10 p.m. It's the Y Market Basket at 4710 South 6th. Good luck to the defending Cascade Conference champions, the Oregon Tech Owls, from Mark and the folks at Y Market Basket.
Service is important, and you can count on your Klamath Falls area Good Neighbor State Farm agent Marshall Curran at 1875 Austin Street to give you the best service possible. Whether you have a claim or just need information about insurance, your State Farm agent is there with the Good Neighbor service we're famous for. See State Farm agent Marshall Curran at 1875 Austin Street just behind the Klamath Mall for all of your car, home, life, and health insurance needs. And remember, like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Back at the Idaho Center, Lewis and Clark on a 10-0 run. They've regained from the 4-point deficit to a 36-30 lead. Owls front court with the basketball is Kevin Carlston has the ball down in the corner to Matt Foster, out to Carlston. Carlston has it, now back to Woodson. Josh with the basketball. Down along the baseline, Foster jumps it up, partially blocked, and we have a whistle and a foul called underneath. And it's going to go against Lewis and Clark on the foul. And it will go against Brooks Meek, his first personal foul, and only the third team foul on LC. Owls will get the ball out, put it into Townsend. Open for a rainbow. It will not go. Rebound, Matt Foster underneath. Want to put it back up. He's hammered. He's fouled. He'll go to the line and shoot two. Foster trying to put it back in. And he was fouled by Flowers, his first personal foul, fourth team foul against Lewis and Clark.
It's a good sign to see the Owls getting a second shot, because many times tonight
they were
one
not.
and out.
Yeah, one and out. Okay, Matt Foster at the line will shoot two, 61% on the year, roll around and down. Matt's got 9 points here in the first half. Matt had 13 points in the first game, and then, of course, the nightmare game, even though everybody else had a good game, 2 points and 5 fouls. Second shot in and out of the hopper will not go. Ball knocked out of bounds. They say last touch by the Hustling Owls. And the 10-0 run at least is over, 36-31. Chris Matz will come into the game. Seif will sit down. Greg Regan into the game. And Woodson down for Oregon Tech, which moves Carlston again over to the shooting guard, the 2 spot. All right, with a basketball, out on top is Flowers. Flowers has it. Wants to give it back to Meek and does. Meek with the basketball, guarded by Carlston. Meek with it, drive down, go in the corner. Long 3 on the way, off the iron, no good. On the shot that was taken by Guilford, come the other way. Matt's out on top to Townsend, to Carlston. Open 3, Kevin. Bingo! He's got his second 3 of the game, and he is 14th of the tournament, and it's 36-34. The Owls are back to within 2. Out on top, Schreck with the basketball. Gives it back to Meek. Whirls away from Carlston. Tries to whirl back the other way with the basketball. Looks to give it up. Does. Gives it up to Schreck. Schreck on top. Give it back to Whitney Brake. Back to Schreck. Down to 15 on the shot clock. Try to set up the play. Schreck. Back to Brake. Brake wants to drive down the middle. Whirls in the lane. Lean in. Throw it up off the glass. No good. No arm. No foul. Rebound Foster. Clears it out to Matz. Chris with the basketball. Drives to the top of the key. Over left side to Regan. Back to Matz. Right side to Foster. Foster back to Matz. Matz over in the corner to Regan. Regan with the basketball. Regan back to Townsend. Townsend has the ball. Over to Foster. And right now they are playing zone against Oregon Tech. To Regan. Over. Long 3. Townsend. Perfect. Bob Townsend finds another pot of gold. He's got 8 in the game, and the Owls retake the lead by a score of 37-36. Front court comes Meek with the basketball. That'll get you out of a zone real quick, Frank, when they hit 3s. Meek with the ball, left-hand side to Schreck. He'll try a 3, and he buries it. Carl Schreck hits his 3rd 3 of the game. He's got 11 in the game. 39-37 LC. Regan with the ball front court, out on top to Matz. Chris on the dribble with the basketball. Danny Miles hollering out a play from the bench. Matz on the dribble, comes back to Carlston, into Regan. Regan with the basketball, back to Matz. Matz with it on the dribble now, comes back over to Carlston. Carlston bounces into Regan. Regan with the basketball. Comes back out to Matz. He'll take a 3 from the right side, and he buries it. Chris Matz now 1 for 2 from the 3-point line and 5 of 8 in the tournament. All right, 40-39, the Owls by 1. Great game. We're down to a minute to play. 3 the other way is no good. Rebound Whitney Brake. Matz tries to tie him up, and we have a, do you call a foul or a tie-up?
I think
they call a foul.
Yeah, I think one official was calling a jump ball, and
one called the foul, and the foul overruled. And Whitney Brake will go to the foul line. Brake is 2 for 2. He's got 13 points in the game, 70% foul shooter. Saif Abdul Rahman comes in. Regan sits down for Oregon Tech. And also back into the game. As I look around, no, he's not. He's just down visiting with the coach. That's Chance Guilford in the backcourt. Visiting with the coach, I guess. No, Pucione came back in the game. Mark Pucione. First shot on the way is good by Whitney Brake, and that ties the game at 40. We've had ties at 21, 30, and 40. And Brake can give them a 1-point lead with 57.7. He misses it, and the rebound comes to Chris Matt. Matt straight down the middle, pushes the ball up in a hurry. He's going to take a 3 from there and buries it. Oh, my! A Spratten sie Deutsch. The little German gives him a 3-point lead, 43-40 with 44 to go. 3 on the way, and it's buried by Brooks Meek. He's got 8 in the game, and it's tied at 43. Owls front court, 35 to go, 30 on the shot clock, differential of 4. Danny Haller's out of play from the bench. Chris Matz looks over there, yo-yos the dribble, backs it off, and he gives the ball to Carlston on the right-hand side. Kevin holds the ball. They're going to run the clock way down, and it looks like Carlston may go one-on-one. Carlston on the dribble. We're down to 18 on the game clock, 12 on the shot clock. Over to Seif. Seif with the ball. Wants to go in, lean it down to Townsend. Put it up off the glass and down. Bobby Townsend on a grace pass from Abdul Rahman. It's 45-43 with 6. Meeks is out there in 30-foot area. His shot on the way, no good. Rebound comes to Matz. Matz goes the other way. The buzzer goes off before he can shoot. And that is it. That is the end of the first half of play here at here in the second half. And it will be a starting lineup of Saif Abdul Rahman, Kevin Carlston, Matt Foster, Chris Matz, and Bob Townsend. So Carlston will be at the 2. And it's going to be Schreck, Break, Flowers, Meek. I'll see if we can find Ulmer out there as well for them. No, it's Pucione. All right. With the ball, Chris Matz out on top, gives it Townsend, right-hand side. Bob has the basketball, now over to Seif. Seif wants to drive on Pucione, backs it off. Still yoing the dribble, backs his way in, gives it over to Carlston. Kevin wants to drive underneath in traffic, throw it back out to Seif. Seif back to Matt. Matt has the ball, turn in the lane, throw it up, roll around, no good. Rebound cleared off by Whitney Brake. Brake gives it out to Schreck. Schreck comes the other way. Schreck straight down, shoots a NBA three in and out of the hopper. Rebound Foster, and a foul is going to be called on Mark Pucione. Pucione picks up his first personal foul of the game, and to open the second half of play, and Al's put it in with a new 35. And come the other way. Townsend will take it out. Carl Schreck coming up at center court. He will be greeting Chris Matz, who brings the basketball up. Chris across the timeline with the dribble, gives it up to Townsend. Bob with the ball back to Chris, and the ball is thrown back into the backcourt. Seif threw it back to Chris. Chris didn't look. Turnover. Chris started to run the one way, and Seif threw it back where he was not. And we'll go the other way with Lewis and Clark a chance to tie or take the lead with a three. 19-17 remaining in the ballgame. 45-43 Oregon Tech. Meek with the basketball. Get it down low to Brake. Brake has it. Turn, put up a little 10-footer. Off the iron, no good. Pucione missed the rebound. It comes to Carlston. Carlston in the corner will bring it up the timeline. Comes over right-hand side to Townsend. Bob gives it over to Chris Matz. Matz will bring it out and set it up. Bounces it to Foster at the high post. Over to Chris Matz. Matz comes back the other way behind the screen. Set by Matt over to Seif. Back to Matt. Wants to drive in the lane. No harm, no foul. Seif gets the ball, knocks it out of bounds off of Pucione. He points right at Pucione. And the official agrees. And they give it back to Oregon Tech with 13 to go on the shot clock. Chris Matz with the basketball. He'll put it in bounds. Chris does to Seif. Open for three. Yeah. 13 in the game for Seif. Al's biggest lead of the night at 5 at 48-43 with 18:30 remaining in the ball game. Pucione left side with the basketball game. And we have a reach-in foul, and I think it's going to be called on, is it Bobby T? It is. Townsend called for his first personal foul away from the ball. They'll put it in play with a new 35. And the team fouls now even here in the second half at one apiece. Whitney Brake will take the basketball out for Lewis and Clark. Weber, Romer, and Aguiar are your officials here for this ball game. And again, we have a whistle and a hold, and I think this one's going to go on Matt Foster. And it does. Very quick, 2 fouls in a matter of about 10 seconds. And they'll put it in with another 35.
And they hadn't been calling these kind of fouls the whole game.
All of a sudden, they're changing the calls, I guess. I don't know. Whitney Brake takes the inbound pass. Brake with the basketball. Wants to get it into Flowers and does. Flowers backs his way in against Foster, and an offensive foul is called on Flowers. Well, a little closer, I guess. Turnabout fair play. 2 fouls on each team. Turnover number 1 to start the second half against LC. Townsend will take it out. Pressure in the backcourt by Schreck on Matz. Matz goes right by him, brings the ball into front court, gets it to Carlston in the corner. Carlston drives by Meek, pull up, baseline, 6-footer, good. Kevin Carlston, he's got 8 in the game. 50-43, 7-point lead, biggest of the night. Right-hand side with a basketball, Schreck down to Whitney Brake, throws it right back to Matz as he tried to save an inbounds. Chris comes up in a hurry, charges the ball straight down, pull up, 3, in and out, will not go. Townsend and Foster, the rebound is knocked out of Matt's hands and out of bounds. And Frank, for a moment, Townsend and Foster both had the ball. They were fighting each other, tooth and nail. As Dick Vitale would say, they're fighting each other. But the Owls will put it back in play. Got to have some fun. We're too nervous not to, right, Frank?
Absolutely.
All right, out on top, Kevin Carlson with the basketball. Kevin on the dribble over to Townsend. Bob down in the corner to Seif. Seif whirls, comes back out to Townsend. Open rainbow from the NBA line is just off. And Matt Foster is called over the back of Brooks Meek. He had the basketball, but he also had Brooks Meek. They said that is his 3rd personal foul. He picked up 2 here in the first 2 minutes and 22 seconds of the second half. And then Greg Regan's going to come in, and I think Matt Foster is going to sit down. And he does. Matt will sit down. 3rd foul. Matt 9 first half points, and boy, I'll tell you, they called them close. Matt thought he had the ball, but when Meek took it down, Matt was still with the ball, but also had him on the back. All right, come to the front court, here's Schreck. Schreck on the dribble. Schreck to the right-hand side. Out on top, give the ball to Flowers. Flowers with it. Over to Schreck on the far side, back to Flowers. Flowers hands it to Meek. Meek trying to get by Carlson. Lean in, throws it back. Whitney break, open three on the way. Roll around, no good. Flowers the rebound, put it back up. No good. Rebound, Pucioni scored.
They can't afford to give him 3 shots in one.
And they drive in, throw it up. Saif, no good. Rebound is cleared off, and of course that wasn't. The man that scored that was 20. Now who did we say was 20? And Flowers is fouled by Saif Abdul Rahman. His second personal foul, 4th team foul. 20
is
was
Kaing.
He gets the 2, not Pucioni. Now that's 4 team fouls on the Hustling Owls, and they'll put Flowers at the line, 50-45 in favor of Tech. Flowers is 2 for 3 at the line tonight. He had 10 points in the first half. Conrad will be coming into the game. Shot on the way is good by Flowers. He now has 11. Conrad comes in and he'll replace Chris Matz.
What Oregon Tech can't afford to do is get into foul trouble early and start putting Lewis and Clark to the line this early in the game.
And Matt Foster, with his 3rd foul, sat down. He's fouled out of both games. Fouled out, I believe, of the last 2 regular season games up in the playoffs as well. Second shot, no good. Rebound, Townsend. He got hit in the eye. No harm, no foul. Coming the other way with Carlston the basketball. Over to Townsend. He's going to try another 3 from there. And this one in and out. It went down and it popped out. Oh, what a tough roll. Rebound Flowers. Come the other way. Give it up to Schreck. Gives it to Meek. Meek out on top, guarded by Conrad. Meek wants to drive down the middle. Scoop it down low to break. Break, fade away. 8-footer. In and out. No good. Flowers. Big rebound underneath. Throw it back up and in. Flowers. And he has become a force. And they have now pulled to within 2 at 50-48. They're on a 5-0 run. With the ball is Conrad. Conrad's got it. Give it to Carlston. Kevin driving down in the corner, picked up by Schreck. Now Meek's got it. Get it down to Regan. Regan with the basketball. Regan across court gives it to Conrad. Conrad wants to drive in, lean in, runner, 8-footer, in and out, will not go. And the Owls cannot break. Seif gets the ball back and lays it home. Picked up the loose ball alertly as it came down. Another turnover for Lewis and Clark. Seif scores it, stops the run, and the Owls are back up 4, 52-48. Flowers wants to back in on Townsend. He throws it up, foul Bobby. He'll go to the line for 2. That's 2 fouls on Townsend, 5 against Tech, and it is obvious now what they're going to do. They're going to go to the big guy, Flowers.
Yeah, well, it's worked all night. He's had a great game so far.
And they are playing big right now. They have Kyle Kayang. He's a 6'7" freshman in there. Flowers is 6'7". Brake is 6'7". They've got 3 players that are 6'7" in the lineup. Townsend at 6'8". First shot good by Flowers. And from there, you drop down to Regan at 6'4". So they have a huge height advantage right now against Oregon Tech. You'd hope that Oregon Tech would have a little speed advantage.
That's what we're going to bank on.
All right, Flowers, second shot on the way, good again. He has 15 in the game, and it's 52-50. LC has climbed back within 2 with exactly 16 minutes to go in the game. Woodson replaces Regan, so now we're quicker, but we are shorter. All right, in the backcourt is Carlston. They meet him right at the center line. Comes to Woodson on the right-hand side. So the Owls have to try to get some breaks going. Back to Carlston. Carlston with the basketball. Carlston on the dribble. Has the ball slapped out of his hands from Meek behind. Meek goes down the other way. Going to lay it up. Score it. Brooks Meek. He makes a great play at both ends of the court. And we are tied at 52. First tie of the second half. 4th of the game. Owls come back up to the front court. Carlston with it. Get it over to Conrad. Conrad bounces down to Seif. Seif with the basketball, back to Conrad. Josh on the dribble. Conrad with the ball. They're allowing him to shoot if he wants. Lean in, throw it up and down. Kisses it off the glass. Good basket by Conrad, and they're back up to a 2-point lead. Right-hand side, Flowers with the ball. Lean in, throw it up off the glass. Won't go. Rebound by Seif. Seif comes in a hurry. Owls want to run. Gives it to Carlston on the far side. Carlston drives down. Now he backs the ball up to Townsend on top. Bob with Whitney break all over him. Back to Carlston. Ball knocked out of bounds. And it's knocked out of bounds by Kyle Kayang. Flowers sits down. Pucioni back in the game. Woodson, Conrad, Townsend, Carlston, and Seif in the lineup for Oregon Tech. Carlston will put it in play. Long cross court to Townsend. Townsend wants to look for a 3. Can't look. In trouble. Gives it back to Woodson. Woodson with a basketball out on top to Seif. Seif will set it up. We're down to 16 on the shot clock, 14:45 on the game clock. Goes over to Conrad. Conrad drive down, scoop it to the hoop, too hard off the glass. Glass is all, and Conrad tied the ball up, and Lincoln Weber called a foul on Josh. He was behind him. I think that's a bad call, Frank.
And
he's totally out of position. The fans are letting him know it.
Yeah.
They're letting him know it.
One of the things that drives players nuts is when they're not consistent. You know, if they're calling the game tight and close, that's one thing, but when the calls aren't consistent.
Yeah, that was a foul. That was a jump ball. He tied him up clearly. A man out of position who made the call. Bad call. All right, front court with the basketball into the game is Ulmer. Ulmer drives with the ball, kicks it over to Brooks Meek. Meek bounces it down low to Whitney Brake underneath the Pucioni. Pucioni wants to throw it up. He's fouled by Matt Foster, who came just back in the game, picked up his 4th foul just like that. Pucioni scores, and Foster has his 4th foul, and that is team foul number 7, and Frank, Oregon Tech's in trouble.
Yeah, I would expect that we'll either see Joey Bruner or Makai Kaiser.
Here comes Townsend back in the game right now. He had sat down just for a moment. Bobby's having to play for Matt Foster. And right now, the Owls are in trouble. We're tied at 54. It's the 6th tie of the game. Pucioni, who is 84%, can give them a 1-point lead. And he does do it as it drops down. And it is 55-54 in favor of Lewis and Clark. And Oregon Tech right now needs some big hoops with 14:22 remaining. Want to remind you that this is the sports leader in the Klamath Basin, KAGO 1150 on your AM dial. Conrad with the basketball. Out on top to Seif. Seif driving down. They're playing man. Seif lean in, roll it to the hoop, and scoop it down. Seif. And he's got 7 in the second half, 17 in the game for Abdur Rahman. And the Owls back by 1. Long 3 break, misses everything. Pucioni staves it into Meek. Nice play by Pucioni. Meek with the basketball. Wants to drive, scoop it to the hoop, throw it up. No harm, no foul. Rebound comes down to Conrad in the backcourt. Josh comes straight down the middle, and he is fouled by Brooks Meek. As Brooks Meek picks up his 2nd personal foul, only the 3rd team foul. And I think that was a good call.
I think so.
That one kind of clear cut, had to be called.
And it was right in front of us.
Right in front of us. All right, Woodson gets the ball into Carlston. Carlston with it out on top, 56-55 Tech into Townsend. Townsend fade away at the line, will not go. Rebound is cleared off by Kyle Kayang. Kayang gives the basketball up to Ulmer. Ulmer with it, drives straight down, kicks it back to Kayang. Bounces it to Pucioni. Pucioni in tight, throw up a 5-footer, no good, rebound Townsend. Townsend over to Seif. Seif with the basketball down the far side. Kicks it back to Carlston. Carlston drives in the lane. Get it back to Townsend. Open for a rainbow and a pot of gold. 13 in the game for Townsend, his 3rd 3. And the Owls are back up by 4 at 59-55. 13 minutes and 5 seconds remaining in the ball game. Front court with the ball is Ulmer. They are resting a few of their starters for a stretch drive. They're on the sidelines. Ulmer goes in, trips over somebody's foot, and they will call the foul against Oregon Tech. It is Josh Conrad picking up his 3rd foul. Ulmer tripped over Conrad's foot. I don't know about that call as well, Frank. Conrad didn't touch him. He just tripped on his foot. I don't know how it can be a foul.
Yeah, and for the next almost 13 minutes.
They're shooting. That's
shooting.
The 8th foul. 12:58. You might as well call it 13. Here's Ulmer. He's 81%. Money in the bank at the foul line, and he's going to shoot 1 and 1. 59-55 Tech by 4, and the first shot is perfect for Ulmer. He's got 1 point in the game. Didn't score in yesterday's game. Didn't shoot. But this time he was driving down the lane, tripped over Conrad's foot, and they called a foul on Conrad. All right, Ulmer will have 1 more. He can cut the lead to 2, and he does. 59-57, Oregon Tech by 2. Carlston in the backcourt, guarded by Ulmer. Carlston brings it across the timeline with the basketball. Carlston yo-yoing the dribble, now goes over to Seif. Seif wants to drive down. Seif wants to whirl, fade away, 12-footer in and out, will not go. Rebound is taken off by Kayang. Kayang gets it over to Schreck. Schreck on the dribble, bounces into Whitney Brake, and they're going to call a foul on Bob Townsend. And that is his 3rd personal foul, 9th team foul. As Whitney Brake backed in on Bobby T. I'll tell you, they're very inconsistent, Frank. Very inconsistent here tonight on what they are going to call. Whitney Brake will go to the line to shoot. Huge advantage for LC today. He's 3 for 4, 70%. And the first one is no good. He was on 1 and 1. Conrad the rebound. Owls with the basketball, a 2-point lead. We're down to 12:30 in the game. Carlston on the dribble. Comes right side to Conrad. Conrad over to Seif. Seif with the basketball. Seif holds it, looks for someone, goes out to Conrad on top, takes an open three, and they say, is it going to count? Will they count the basket? He had released it. Are they going to count the basket? They do. I think it's only a 2 because his foot was on the line. It was that close to being a 3. Kyle Kayang picks up the foul. I thought they sounded like they said Kyle Johnson, but it's Kayang to me.
Away from the shot.
Yeah, away from the shot. Owls will get the ball back. So this could be a big play. They could get 4 out of this, maybe 5. All right, 4-point lead. They put the ball in play. Conrad on the baseline with it. Conrad wants to drive. Conrad in trouble. Out on top to Carlson. Wings it to Woodson from the corner for 3. And he buries it. Josh Woodson.
Big shot, big shot.
Huge basket. Owls up by 7. Second time they've had the 7-point lead at 64-57 with 12 to go in the game. Schreck out on top. Right side to Whitney Brake. Whitney Brake with it out to Carl Kayang. Kayang out on top now, gives it to Ulmer. Ulmer on the drive. Woodson right there with him in his pocket. Down low to the big man Flowers, who's had a great game. Back to Ulmer. He'll shoot a 3. Off the iron, no good. Skying to get the rebound is Townsend.
And I think
and we have got Kayang. Kayang picks up his 3rd personal foul. And that is number 5 on Kayang. And the Owls will put the ball in play. They're trying to catch up here in the foul department, 9-5. A couple of more before the Owls can be shooting. All right, Carlston front court with the basketball. Ulmer right there with him. Get it out to Conrad on top. Josh looks right-hand side, finds Seif. Seif wants to drive to the middle. Bounces over to Woodson and back to Seif. Seif at the top of the key, gives it to Townsend. Townsend wants to drive, lean in, 12-footer, Bobby, good. 15 in the game for Rapid Robert, and the Owls back to, now they have a 9-point lead. Biggest lead of the night, and the Oregon Tech fans are on their feet. We've got timeout, Lewis and Clark, and we'll be back.
Ust, Spires, and Menifee, LLP, are a full-service CPA firm. They can provide you with tax planning and preparation, certified audits, bookkeeping and financial statements, business consultations, and estate planning. Russ Spires and Menifee are happy to be sponsoring these Oregon Tech broadcasts and wish the team much success. Remember, for all your accounting needs, contact Russ Spires and Menifee, LLP, at 2316 South 6th Street, Suite A in Klamath Falls, or 17 South G Street in Lakeview.
The Quackenbush Coffee Company invites you to stop by and have a great cup of coffee, an espresso, or one of their delicious lattes, and a homemade cinnamon roll, or a ham, bacon, sausage dinner, or fruit-filled breakfast scone. For lunch, the Quackenbush Coffee Company makes the best Philly sandwiches this side of Philly, plus fresh made-to-order deli sandwiches and hot dogs. And at the Quackenbush Coffee Company, they have 2 drive-up windows for your convenience. That's the Quackenbush Coffee Company at the corner of East Main Street and South 6th.
Back at the Idaho Center, Bobby Thompson and Frank Reskin. 66-59, biggest lead of the game for Oregon Tech at the 11-17 mark. Carl Schreck puts the ball in play. Carl Schreck wants to drive down, roll it to the hoop. Great play by Schreck. His first basket in the second half. He's got 13 in the game. And cut the lead back to 7. Tech 66, Lewis and Clark 59. Carlston front court with the basketball out on top. Give it to Woodson. Woodson has the basketball back out to Seif. Foster on the bench with 4 fouls. Seif drives down, kicks it to Townsend. Open for 3. Got it again. Bobby T hits it again, and it's a 10-point lead. Biggest of the night on the BT shot. We're down to 10-40, 69-59. Clark, long 3. Meek on the way. Good. Brooks Meek. His 3rd 3 of the game. Nice shot. He's got 13. 69-62. 10:30 to go. Townsend for an NBA 3. Good again. Dickie B. He'd go crazy, wouldn't he?
Now we've got to stop him coming down this side, not trade threes with him.
All right. Out on top is Schreck. Schreck with the basketball. Schreck on the dribble. Comes at the top of the key. Brooks Meek. He's going to throw up another 3. In and out. No good. Rebound is knocked out of bounds by Kevin Carlston as he and Whitney Brake went for the basketball. Greg Regan, Chris Matz back in the game. Saif Abdul Rahman and Kevin Carlston will sit down. Owls by 10, 72-62. Owls are 16-1 when they have scored 80. If this holds true, they look good, but there is a long way to go. And a very good basketball team in Lewis and Clark. And we have a whistle at a 20-second timeout. 10-point lead for the Hustling Owls with 10:08 to go. We'll be back.
Nick Insurance. your medical insurance specialists in the Basin, are pleased to be a part of the 1997-98 Oregon Tech basketball broadcast. Carol Mick and Jody Applegate congratulate the Hustlin' Owls for their superb performance in the classroom and on the court. With 17 years of quality service, Mick Insurance will take care of your every need. For complete details, call Carol or Jody at 882-6476, 882-6476, or stop by at the office at 4509 South 6th Street. Mick Insurance, your medical insurance specialist.
All right, time back in. They put the ball in play. Out on top with the ball is Ulmer. Ulmer with a basketball. They've got new 35. Drive it down on the left-hand side. Gives it to Meek. Meek wants to drive on Woodson. Drive in, lean in, kick it out on the far side to Kayang. Kayang out on top to Schreck. Schreck with a basketball. Schreck drives to the left-hand side. Picked up by Townsend. Goes out on top now to Meek. Meek trying to drive by Woodson. Lean in, throw up a 6-footer. Roll around. Will not go. Foul is going to be called against Oregon Tech.
If it's Josh, it's his fourth foul.
That's third on Woodson. Not Conrad.
Not
It was
Conrad.
on Woodson. It was on
one
Woodson.
of the Joshes.
It was definitely on one of the Joshes, and it was Woodson. So Woodson with 3. Foster's on the bench with 4. Townsend has 3. Conrad has 3. And that is team foul number 10. Meek will go to the line to shoot 2. He's 70%. He has not been there today. He's got 13 in the game. Brooks Meek, first shot is in and out. Will not go. Tough roll for the senior out of Marysville, Washington. 9:48 remaining in the ball game, 72-62 in favor of Oregon Tech. Second shot by Meek is good. He makes 1 of 2. He now has 14 points in the game. And Chris Matz takes the ball, brings it up the court, get it across the timeline. Does Chris, back over to Townsend. Townsend will take another NBA 3 and hits it again. For Bobby T. He's got 6 threes, baby.
This is like Kevin last night.
That's 24 points for Townsend. Driving to the hoop is Brooks Meek with a great play. At it 75-65. Come the other way, Chris Matz to the hoop, and he lays it home. Oh, the little kid from Germany scores. 77-65, 12-point lead, biggest of the night. Second time they have had it with 9:10 remaining in the ball game. Meek with the ball. Meek wants to drive down the lane, give it to Kayang, slam, dunk. Kayang in your face, a slam dunk, and it's back to 10 at 77-67. This is Chicago-style racehorse basketball at the moment. Great shooting here by both teams. Regan with the basketball on the left-hand side. Comes out on top to Conrad. Conrad to Matz. Matz with the ball to Townsend. Bobby's got it. Bobby back to Chris Matz. Matz dribbling the ball. He yo-yos it. He moves to the right. He wants to go by Schreck. Now he pulls up for a 3. This one in and out. Oh, my. It went down. It went around the world, and it popped out. Rebound comes off, and Schreck brings it the other way. Schreck gives it to Meek. He'll throw up a 3 straight on. Roll around. No good. Townsend the rebound. They could have called a foul on Kayang, but they didn't. He gets it out to Regan. Regan with the basketball, gives it back to Matz. Matz comes down, kicks it over to Townsend. Another NBA 3. This one will not go. This one didn't get anything but glass. Comes off to Schreck. Schreck comes the other way. Schreck on the dribble, looks for someone to go to. Drives down the right-hand side. Now he backs it off. We're down to 8:15 to go. They lob it into Whitney Brake. Oh, what a great player he is. He'll throw it up. It'll count if it goes. It won't go. The foul is Conrad, and that is going to be Josh Conrad's 4th personal foul. He picks up his 4th foul. Carlston back in, Seif back in. Foster's going to come in now. At the 8:10 mark, Foster will come in. He had 9 points in the first half. He picked up 3 fouls in about 3 minutes in the second half, and he'll be coming back in after the first shot by Whitney Brake along with Carlston and Seif Abdul-Rahman. Brake's first shot, no good. Whitney Brake has missed 2 in a row.
And Matt had a great first half tonight.
Townsend sits down. He has been brilliant. Matt sits down. He has been tremendous. And Conrad sits down. Josh has played so hard trying to put the brakes on Brooks Meek, but boy, I'll tell you, it's tough. And he was on Brake this time. Brake will have one more. Whitney Brake at the line to shoot. Brake's shot, second one is good by Brake. And we have a foul called on Brooks Meek. Meek picks up his 3rd in the backcourt. That is a 16 foul. So in one more foul, the Owls will be shooting. The lead is 9 at 77-68. The Owls have led by a dozen. Right now, LC's on a 3-0 run. Carlston with the basketball on the dribble by Schreck. Get it out on top to Foster, playing with 4 fouls. Just back into the game. Over to Woodson. Woodson has the basketball. He's got a smile on his face. Comes out on top to Carlston. Carlston drives down the middle, gets it to Foster, wants to back his way in, and a travel is going to be called on Matt. Matt is called for a travel, only the third turnover against Oregon Tech in this half.
He's actually lucky he didn't get called for his 5th foul.
It was close. It was very close. It was not a very good play on the half of the co-captain senior, Matt Foster. All right, Lewis and Clark down to 7:14 counting. Big possession for them. They're down by 9, 77-68. Meek with Schreck with the basketball. Gives it to Whitney Brake. Brake has it, gives it to Meek. Meek with the ball. Meek's going to try a long three, NBA style, very short, almost out of control. Seif has the ball for a moment, taken away. They give it back to Meek. Meek drives in the lane, lean in, want to throw it up. And they say the basket counts by Brooks Meek.
Now Meek hopped about 6 steps before he took the shot.
And the foul is going to go against Josh Woodson, and that is his 4th personal foul. Woodson, Conrad, and Foster all playing with 4 fouls. Meek shot in and out, no good. Foster the rebound. It's 77-70. The Owls up by 7, but a 5-0 run by Lewis and Clark after the Owls had the big lead. Foster left side to Seif. Seif has the basketball. Seif holding the ball. Seif looking for something. Wants to drive baseline. Comes back out and gives it to Carlston. Carlston has the basketball. Kevin with it, down to 17 on the shot clock, 7:05 on the game clock. To Foster and back to Carlston. Carlston, jump shot, corner, in and out, will not go. And the rebound cleared off by Lewis and Clark. Give it up to Schreck. Schreck comes down the right-hand side. Schreck down to Flowers. Flowers knocks Foster down. No harm, no foul. Gets a rebound back, throws it up and in. Oh, my.
He just put his shoulder down and
17 in the game, and it is now 77-72. They're up by 5. They are on a 7-0 run. 6:35 remaining in the ballgame. Owls need a basket here in the worst way. Carlston with it. Townsend will be coming back in along with Conrad at the next dead ball. Seif wants to drive down. Offensive foul. Lowered his shoulder. They called the foul. 3rd foul on Seif. 5th turnover. Danny needs a timeout.
And Danny is not a happy camper right now because
it's inconsistent.
Well, they called the foul on Seif that they didn't call on the other end.
Foster comes out of the game. Townsend back into the game. 77-72. 6:26 remaining in the ball game. The Owls were ahead by 12, and Lewis and Clark on a 7-0 run, and they can cut this to a 2-point game with a 3. They kick it out to Schreck. Schreck with the ball, kicks it back over to Meek, bounces down low to Whitney Brake, backs his way in, throws it up off the glass and down. Whitney Brake, first basket of the half. He's got 16. It's a 3-point lead, 77-74, and now it's nitty-gritty, tough time. Carlston with the basketball, gives it over to Regan. Regan with the ball, gives it to Abdul Rahman. Seif has it, back out to Conrad. Conrad to Townsend. Townsend way out on top. He has had a great game with 24 in this game. Over to Conrad. Conrad in the corner. Back to Carlston. 14 on the shot clock. Back to Regan. He takes a 3 from there and buries it. Greg Regan.
Clutch shot.
Huge basket. 80-74. Back to a 6-point lead with 5:30 to go. Top of the key, Brooks Meek. Outstanding senior from Marysville, Washington. On the dribble for Lewis and Clark. He has had a great career. He drives to the hoop. He scoops it. It's no good. It kicked around, and Regan comes out with it. Greg comes the other way. Greg straight down the middle, right-hand side to Carlston. Carlston with the ball comes out to Townsend. Townsend has it. They won't let him shoot. Gives it over to Seif. Seif in no hurry at the 5:10 mark. Gives it back to Carlston. They got 23 on the shot clock. Back to Regan on top. And over Abdul Rahman to Conrad in the corner. He'll try a 3. It is very short. Hits the iron. Comes right down to Kayang, and they'll come the other way. Give it up to Schreck. Schreck down the right-hand side. Bounces down low to Flowers. Wants to back his way in and go to the hoop and roll it around. Missed it. Get his rebound. Throw it up. No good. Townsend the rebound. Oh, what a break for Oregon Tech. Missed 2 shots that he should have made. Carlston with the basketball in front court. We're down to 4:46, and we've got a timeout. It's 80-74. Oregon Tech by 6. Don't you dare go away, right or wrong, with us for the last 4:45 on the Owl Radio Network.
You'll find whatever you need for your office at L&P Office Products. L&P offers competitive pricing, a large selection, quality service, product knowledge, and free delivery. Need advice on office furniture layout? The folks at L&P Office Products can assist you with your office furniture design. Whatever your needs, L&P Office Products can provide adjustable office seating just for you. So stop by today. L&P Office Products at 12th and Main, downtown. That's L&P Office Products.
The Klamath County Chamber of Commerce at 701 Plum Avenue salutes Oregon Institute of Technology for outstanding achievement in the field of education and athletics. Last year, OIT athletes maintained an accumulative grade point average of 3.08. In addition to outstanding classroom accomplishment, OIT won conference championships in basketball and softball. These two teams, plus 5 members of the track program, participated in their respective national championships. Congratulations to the outstanding student athletes at Oregon Tech. From the Klamath County Chamber of Commerce, the Chamber, serving the Klamath Basin since 1921. For visitor information, give us a call at 884-5193.
Ball put back in place. Saif Abdul-Rahman drives into the key, gets it back out to Regan, down to 16 on the shot clock. Greg in the corner with the basketball. Get it out to Conrad, back out on top to Saif, down to 10 on the shot clock. Saif is going to put up a 3 straight on Yaya. He's got it. Great shot by Saif, and the Owls are back up to a 9-point lead, 83-74, with 4:14 to go in the ball game. Brooks Meek wants to drive down, scoop it underneath. We have a reach-in foul. Who is it going to be on? And that is his 5th foul. Conrad has just fouled out of the game as he walks to the bench. Conrad, I think he's very despondent about this whole thing. He's had 4 points in the game, but some of the fouls are really ticky-tack that have been called, Frank.
Yeah, no doubt about it.
Meek will go to the foul line and shoot 2. He has had a great game. He is a great player. He's got 18 in the game, and he will shoot 2. There's no doubt of that he's going to go to try and cut it down to a 7-point advantage. Owls, I've got red ink all over this scorebook in the foul column for Oregon Tech. Not very many for Lewis and Clark.
21-10 for the game.
For the game. Brooks Meek at the line. First shot, no good. He missed it. He's a 70% foul shooter. He's 1 for 3 in the game. 4:10 remaining in this ball game. Owls lead it by 9. Second shot, no good, and the rebound underneath. Scram for it. It's knocked out of bounds. And did they call a foul, or did they just say, nope, they just said it was Oregon Tech's ball. Foster got knocked down. No harm, no foul. They'll give it back. Full court pressure now put on by Lewis and Clark. Townsend wants to get the ball in. Townsend to try to get it in. And with that, they took the 5-second call. The Owls lose the possession. And turnover number 6, second half, number 11 in the game. It'll go back to Lewis and Clark. Owls couldn't get it in. Could not get it in. And it goes back to LC. 83-74, Owls by 9 with 4:08 remaining in the game. Schreck will take the basketball out for Lewis and Clark. Schreck takes it out. Schreck looks in, gets it into Flowers, slam dunk. He's got 19 in the game. They get it into Carlson in the backcourt. Kevin will bring it up the far sideline. Schreck right there with him. It's 83-76. The lead is 7, down to 3:55. Carlson wants to drive in the corner to Regan, out to Foster on top. Foster with the basketball. Give it back to Carlson on the right-hand side. Kevin has the basketball. He's on the dribble. Meek, no harm, no foul. Lean in, jump by Carlson. Roll over the rim and down from 8 feet. He's got 10 in the game. And they come down the other way, and we have a kicked ball. 35-second clock will be rewound at the 3:35 mark. It's a 9-point lead for Oregon Tech. They have led by 12 in the second half. Lewis and Clark led by 11 in the first half, and this is a great game, and it is not over, not even close to it. And with that, we've got timeout, Lewis and Clark. We'll be back, 3:35 remaining in the ball game, Oregon Tech by 9.
Maybe it's old-fashioned, but that's still the way we do business. When we give you our word, we give you our word, and you can take that to the bank. If we tell you we'll get you the car you want, if we tell you when, if we tell you a price, if we tell you, you can believe it. That's just the way we do business. You've got our word on it. Harvest Ford Lincoln Mercury, Klamath Falls. We let the good deals roll.
We're gonna let the good deals roll. We're gonna treat you right.
The Sewing Machine Center, your authorized Viking White dealer, is offering fantastic savings on Viking and White discontinued models. Check out the good buys on used pianos and used sewing machines. The Sewing Machine Center has a large selection of fabric for all you home sewers and quilters. Check out their fabric before you start your next project. The Sewing Machine Center, your authorized Viking White dealer, 1414 East Main, just off of South 6th Street. Come on in to the Sewing Machine Center.
Back at the Idaho Center in Nampa, Idaho. 3:35 remaining in the game. Oregon Tech 85, Lewis and Clark 76. Lewis and Clark will put the ball in play in their forecourt. The Pioneers going from right to left across your radio dial. Over to Meek. Meek with the basketball. Meek has it down the corner. Whitney Brake. He'll jump up a long three and he buries it. Whitney Brake. He's got 6 in the second half and 20 in the game for Whitney Brake. And it's 85-79. The lead is 6, just like that. We got 3:18 remaining in the game. Carlston out on top with the basketball. Kevin has it on the dribble. Kevin is trapped. He gets it out to Matt Foster. Foster goes over to Townsend. Townsend down low to Sipe. Backs his way in, gives it to Foster. Lean in, throw it down. It counts, and he's blocking foul called on Brooks Meek. And we finally got a call, Frankie Reskin.
And Brooks Meek is not a happy camper right now.
He is not a happy camper as he's called for his 4th foul. And, you know, I suppose that could have just as easily gone either way, you know.
And based on the way they've been calling tonight, I'm surprised it went our way.
Yeah, it could have gone either way on that call. Regan will sit down for Oregon Tech. You've got Foster. Woodson comes in. Townsend, Saif, Abdul Rahman, and Carlston in the game. 3:07 remaining in the ball game. Owls up 8. Foster can make it 9. He's 1 for 2 from the line tonight. He's got 11 points. Can make it 12 here. Shot on the way, perfect by Matt Foster. He's got 12 in the game. 88-79, 3 minutes remaining in the ball game. Left-hand side with the basketball, Guilford. Down low to Whitney Brake. Throw it up, no good. Rebound Foster, foul, Flowers. Flowers will pick up his 3rd foul, and the Owls will go back to the line and shoot. And across the way, the Oregon Tech fans are on their feet. We got a good crowd here, Frank, from Klamath Falls, and people even from other areas that are Oregon Tech fans. It was great when we had Western Baptist here. They were all pulling for Oregon Tech. And this will put Matt Foster back at the line. It's only the 8th team foul, so it's 1-1. He's got to make the 1st. Coming back into the game is Kyle Kayang, who in the program and in everything else was number 33 and came out wearing number 20 today. And unfortunately, as we said, nobody bothered to tell us. Foster's shot is perfect by Matt. In the game, he's got 13. He'll have 1 more.
One team is less than 3 minutes away from the Final Four.
It is 89-79 with 2:57 to go. Still too much time. Foster's next shot, good again. Matt makes them both. It is 90-79, 11-point lead. Out of the backcourt comes Carl Schreck with the basketball. Schreck on the dribble, gives it to Meek. Long 3 by Meek is no good. Rebound tipped around in the corner. Saif Abdul Rahman's got it. Whirls past Brake, gives it to Foster, gives it to Townsend. They had Woodson open, didn't see him. Comes back out to Carlston. They are in no hurry. 2 minutes and 35 seconds, and the Oregon Tech fans are whooping it up. Owls by 11. Try to get to the Final Four. First time in history they got past the 2nd round. Trying to get to the 4th round. Woodson with the basketball. Josh has it. Josh on the dribble, gives it to Carlston. 10 seconds left on the shot clock. He's got the ball, down to 8. He dribbles. He goes over in the corner to Woodson, back to Saif. 3 on the way, He's got it. Saif Abdul Rahman, and the Owls have their biggest lead of the night, 93-79. And the fans are on their feet. Timeout, Lewis and Clark. Oregon Tech with the biggest lead of the game, Frank, and it looks like Brett Auerbach is heading for the exit to go out in the corridor where he can light it up.
Saif looked like he had ice water in his veins with that. So cool, that shot.
In this game, Frank, you've got 24 for Bobby Townsend. Townsend has hit 6 threes. You have 23 for Saif Abdul Rahman. He has hit 5 threes. You have a total of 14 for Matt Foster, who still had to sit on the bench so much. 10 for Kevin Carlston. And looking at the board right in front of me, Carlston in the game has only been allowed to shoot 7 times. He is 4 for 7. He is 2 for 3 from the three-point line. He has 7 rebounds to go with Foster's 9 rebounds and Townsend 6. And the Hustlin' Owls look very close I'm not going to say that close yet because they're still 2-10, but they've got their biggest lead of the game at 93-79, and we're holding it right here because we're almost done with all of our commercials. And oh, sponsors at home, do we ever thank you for bringing Oregon Tech basketball this year to everybody in Klamath Falls.
What Lewis and Clark is going to have to do is put on the press and some tough defense and probably commit some fouls.
All right, here comes Brooks Meek straight down the middle. Brooks Meek drive it to the hoop, and they just open up the lane and let him score. Brooks Meek scores. Owls will take it out. They get it into Woodson. Woodson with a basketball. Over to Townsend. If you notice right now, they've got 5 good foul shooters in the game. Townsend with the basketball to Woodson. Got to get it across and does. Woodson with the ball. And they call an offensive foul. That was horrible. That call was by Jim Bird. That's
Jim
what he
Bird,
said to call him.
right.
You can't move with a guy and have it be an offensive foul.
Well, you have to give the.
You got to give him room.
You got to give him room.
Got to
and
give
he
him
didn't
room.
do that.
He didn't give him room. That was Jim Bird. That's what he wanted to be called when it was a bad call, Aguiar said. And so I told him he was Jim Bird on that call. And he was. Turnover number 7 for Oregon Tech. They call the foul on Woodson. That is his 5th. He is gone. And I'll tell you, the foul situation has been so one-sided, and yet Oregon Tech is still winning the game. Oregon Tech has been to the foul line, Del Gray, 6 times. Lewis and Clark has been there 21. On Oregon Tech, they've called 22 fouls and 12 against LC. It has been a little one-sided. And they will put it in play. And I know Jim Bird heard me. He was standing right in front of me where I knew he could. That is Neil Aguiar from Vermont, South Burlington. Got to give Neil a bad time. They on the whole, they've done a great job. I wouldn't be an official. I have enough trouble doing this. All right, Brooks Meek comes straight down. He's out there. He wants to shoot. He wants to gamble. He throws it over. Long 3 from the right side is no good by Guilford. Carlston the rebound. Carlston comes straight down the right-hand side. No harm, no foul, and they finally call the foul. Neil Aguiar. And that's the first foul on Chance Guilford. Or no, they don't call it on Guilford. They call it on Carl Schreck. Schreck played this whole game and only got 1 foul, and we've got 3 guys that have already fouled out. I wonder what to do.
And this is the first time Kevin's been to the line tonight.
He has been to the line. He's only he's going to be there for 1-1. Carlston 80% on the year, 97, and he missed it. He's a tired boy. He's played a great game.
I think he forgot how to shoot.
Yeah, he hasn't been there. You're right. All right, here they come. Drive all the way. Schreck wants to give it, and he does. Right over to Regan. Regan is fouled. They don't blow the whistle. I don't believe it. Matz is mugged, and they finally blow the whistle. Hey, come on, guys. Let's blow the whistle. I know you want to get the game over. We want to get NNC on the air. Del Gray's ready. He's hot. He's got his tie on. I'm sitting here in my Bermuda shorts in this weather. Del's got his tie on. He's ready to go. And the Owls will go to the foul line. Oh, this is fun, Del. This is a lot of fun being here. We might go to the big dance yet, to the Final 4. We'll see. It's going to be Chris Matz at the foul line. Chris hasn't shot in ages at the foul line. Matz 89%, best foul shooter on the squad, 23 of 26. It's good. Chris Matz, and oh, Frankie, how big he has come up in this series. He's got 2 threes again today. Chris will have 1 more. Shot on the way. Good again. Want to remind you that this is the sports leader in the Klamath Basin. KHGO 1150 on your AM dial. Here comes Brooks Meek. Going to drive it all the way to the hoop. Going to lean in. Carlston picks his pocket, takes it away from him. They foul Carlston. They'll come the other way. And Red Auerbach has headed for the exit. Red Auerbach has just... It's a Dutch Masters Presidente, and he just let it out.
I think we can say it together.
Or was
We're
it an
going
1886?
to the Final 4.
To the Final 4. To the big dance, baby. That's what Dickie Vitale would say. I tell you, the Owls have played ever so well. Danny Miles will run his record to 13-2 against Lewis and Clark. 13-2. Carlston at the line again. He remembered where he used to be. He gets it. He's got 11 in the game. He'll make it 12 on the next one if he hits it. The lead is now the biggest of the night, 96-81. It's 15 points. Danny's happy. He's all smiles. The crowd is happy. We're happy. What can I tell you? You better get up here for Monday night. It's going to be Nazarene or Mayville State, and I'm betting on Nazarene. Shot by Brooks Meek is no good. Saif Abdul-Rahman comes down. He is fouled. He's going to go to the hoop. Wants to lay it up. They foul him. They won't blow the whistle. He was going to jam it. Nobody even blew the whistle. Come the other way. Whitney break. Long 3. No good. Rebound underneath. Kai Yang. And they're going to give Kai Yang a basket. They count it. Townsend picks up his 4th personal foul. Pretty soon we're going to have most of the guys on the bench, but the good news is there's only 57.2 seconds to go in the ball game.
I don't think it's a big surprise that coming down this way they called the foul. Saif got hammered under the basket.
I know it. Not, but I will say this. It has been he misses the foul shot and a foul called underneath.
I think they meant to call that.
They called it on Ulmer.
Pointed to the wrong guy.
They called it on Ulmer, but so far, let's see. Foster's playing with 4 fouls. He has not fouled out yet. That surprises me. Woodson is gone. Conrad is gone. Townsend has 4. Foster has 4.
Foster's on the bench.
That's the bad news. Well, Foster's not going to foul out. He's on the bench. Here's Townsend at the line. Bobby T, 82% on the year, trying for 25 points, and he's got it.
And I think this next one's for
Hamrickson comes in for Carlston. Carlston will lead. Got a huge round of applause for Kevin Carlston. Kaiser will be coming back in as well.
Kevin did a great job tonight on defense.
For Townsend. Townsend missed it. They wanted to come in for BT, and he missed the shot. Come down, Schreck. Pull up 3. He's had a great game, and he buries it. Carl Schreck. He's had 16 points. Tremendous game for the junior. He'll be back. Come down to Seif. Could be a jam. Oh, and he missed the jam. Rebound, Reagan. Reagan with the ball, and he's fouled. Seif wanted to jam that ball and bring the house down, and wouldn't you know it, it would not go. 98-86. Oregon Tech by a dozen. He was high above the rim.
Fortunately, Saif was hitting when he needed to.
Didn't need that one. And Regan is at the line. And Regan's foul shot is good. He is a 76% shooter. He's got 8 in the game. Kaiser comes in for Saif Abdul-Rahman. And Saif, to the ovation from Oregon Tech fans, will sit down. There's only 43.9 to go, and they're leaving Bobby T in there. Second shot, good again by Regan. He's got 9. It's 100. They have hit the century mark. Come the other way, and a foul is called as Meek drives to the hoop. And who do they call it on? Hamrickson picks up the foul.
Well, he might as well join in.
Well, he gets into the book on the personal foul. Now, if Townsend would just foul out, now he could come out of the game. First shot by Meek, no good. He has had a frustrating game. He has missed 4 foul shots, at least 3. I thought it was 3 or 4. Second shot is good. And it is 100-87 with 40 seconds to go. Matt's out of the backcourt with a basketball and passes it. It's intercepted by Brooks Meek. Want to take it to the hoop. And they count the basket. He knocks Matt's down. It will count.
Well, maybe we better take back the fact we're going to the Final Four. If the officials have anything to do with it, this will be an overtime game.
Let's see. Now it's 100-89, isn't it?
Yeah.
And he can make it 90 here. They could be up only 10 with 32.9. And Meek will go to the foul line. Meek in the game has 23 points. And could make it 24 right here. Shot by Meek, in and out, no good. Rebound Regan. Regan with a basketball. Regan gives it to Matz. Matz in the back court. Want to throw it over to Regan. He's hammered, no harm, no foul. Get it to Hamrickson. Come the other way, Hammer's got the ball. They're just going to run the clock out. They're just going to run it out. They give it over to Regan. They're just going to run it out. Over to Hamrickson, down to 14. The Tech fans on their feet. They're going to the Final Four. They're going to the big dance. Over in the corner to Regan. Down to 6. Down to 3. Down to 2. That'll do it. And Oregon Tech is in the Final Four, and they will meet the winner of Mayville